the meditations that we do are not based on any tradition. Our meditations are based on brain science
Mm-hmm.
and heart rate variability and all the things that we've studied. So we have different meditations for different things, you know. But a simple thing to do, really simple. It's such an easy thing. Is when you wake up in the morning, instead of remembering your problems and getting into those feelings or getting up and doing your routine, sit up, close your eyes, and ask yourself, okay, who do I want to be today? And say, okay, before I create this new person, let me just take a moment and let me just become conscious of the thoughts that I think that don't support me any longer. I can, it's too hard, I'll start tomorrow. You start writing those thoughts down, becoming familiar with those. Then you review your behaviors, even how you speak. Do you complain? Do you make excuses? Do you feel sorry for yourself? Do you procrastinate? Do you judge other people? Just get a list and write those down. Look at the emotions that cause you to fall to a lower denominator every day.
Mm-hmm.
And just become aware of those and review those thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. Become so familiar to them, so conscious of them, that you won't go unconscious to them in your waking day. Now, that is the process.
Mm.
That's to know thyself. And it's amazing because you could actually anticipate the thought before it's coming when you get good at this. You're like, oh, no, I'm not going to go there, because you're so aware of those thoughts now, because nerve cells that no longer fire together no longer wire together. So you begin to dampen down the connections in your brain that have to do with the old self. You're no longer having the same thought that's producing the same chemical that's signaling the body to feel a certain way. You're disrupting that process. In the beginning, yeah, that's uncomfortable. The body's been in that familiar state.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you say, okay, what thoughts do I want to fire and wire in my brain? And you have those thoughts and put all of your attention behind them. What behaviors? How am I going to be with my husband? How am I going to be at work? How am I going to be on the phone today? Who am I going to make a difference with? And start to review. Just review. Think about and plan who you're going to be. That
What if you create that person and you think that they don't want that person around?
Well, I mean, it's always within reason. It's not about them. It's about you. It's about
Mm-hmm.
who you're going to be with them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't control. I mean, anybody is free will, but what you can control or regulate is who you're going to be. So then, and then you say, okay, what emotions am I going to live by the entire day? Let the test begin. That no person, no thing is going to steal my joy today. I'm not going to mismanage my attention and lose the love that I feel now. And you start working on those emotional states and just say, I'm not getting up until I feel that feeling. Now, that little small exercise of just deciding who you no longer want to be and reviewing who you do want to be takes 20 minutes. And you get up and you feel better. And your body begins to make a whole different set of chemicals, a whole pharmacy of chemicals that really start to make you see reality differently. We don't see things how they are. We see things how we are. So
Mm-hmm.
when you change who you are, you're going to get a broader spectrum of the way the world really is. And look, people who are unhappy with themselves are unhappy with everybody. People who hate other people, they hate themselves. People who judge other people, they're always judging themselves. People who love themselves love other
Mm-hmm.
people. People who are happy with themselves are happy with other people. And you can say to me, well, it was this person or that thing that did it to me 25 years ago. And I'm going to say to you, wow, that means you haven't changed in 25 years. That experience was the end of your evolution, because when you say that person or that experience did it to me, you're saying I stopped growing and changing in that moment. And the stronger the emotion you feel, the more altered you feel, the more you put your attention on that person. So then it makes total sense then that the latest research on memory says that 50% of what we talk about in our past isn't even the truth, that memory's creative. We make stuff up.
Oh, wait, please talk about this for a second. That blew me away.
Yeah, there's research on memory that says that when you tell a story of your past, that you don't have the same brain that you did at that moment. That 50% of that you embellish. So then that means people are reliving a miserable life that they never even had, just to reaffirm the fact that they're stuck in their past.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all because they want to condition their body. A conditioning process just requires a symbol, a thought, a stimulus, and a feeling. And so you remember the event, you feel the emotion, you're conditioning your body more into the past. And yeah, you're right. But valid or not, let's take that person, let's Let's put him in a rocket and shoot him to the moon. Now what? What do you want to do now?
Yeah.
I mean, you're still left with you, right? And so then what we know is that getting people out of that state, bringing them up to the present moment, when they start letting go, when they finally let go, the freedom that they feel, the joy that they feel, causes them to naturally feel these elevated emotions. So the overcoming process, that is such an important element, because most people, I just want to focus on the positive. I don't want to really, well, no. If 95% of you is an unconscious set of programs, you got to become conscious of them so you don't go unconscious during your normal day, because you'll go right back into the unconscious habit and thinking the same way, acting the same way, feeling the same way, and wondering why your life isn't changing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the work. Look, when you start opening your heart, the research that's done on the heart, when you start feeling an elevated emotion, the heart starts beating coherently. When you're frustrated, when you're resentful, when you're impatient, your heart is beating very incoherently. It's like stepping on the gas pedal and stepping on the brake at the same time. The heart's going to run, fight, or hide, and here you are sitting there with a smile on your face, and your body is going through all these chemical reactions. The heart is beating incoherently. When you start practicing moving energy back into your heart, start opening your heart, and it starts beating more coherently, it produces a measurable magnetic field that's up to 3 meters wide. Now, you're emitting a signal. That energy is frequency. And that frequency carries information, which means now that frequency can carry the thought of your health. It can carry the thought of your wealth. It's consistent with it. Suffering is not going to carry the thought of your health. It's not the same frequency. It's a different frequency. It carries the thought of, I'm a victim, or my life's never going to change. That's the energy. So every thought has a frequency. So then, and they add up. They start creating form.
And they affect other people around you, because if you've got that magnetic field, I want you to talk a little bit about the quantum physics of it all, because I wonder also at the workshops if everyone is in that. State, their energy is going out and creating like a multiple of the result, I'm sure.
Yeah, the sum of the
with
parts
the little
is greater
bit
than
that
the whole.
I know.
Yeah. So we've measured the energy in the room. We've actually done this. And we've taken 750 people, 1,000 people, and we've had them practice opening their hearts, elevating their energy. And then we have 40 people or 50 people sitting in the front of the room with their eyes closed wearing a heart rate monitor. And we say, okay, send the thought on that loving energy, on that elevated emotion, that their bodies be healed, that their lives be enriched, their dreams come true, that they have mystical moments. And just do it for 10 minutes. And all of those people sitting with their heart rate monitors, the majority of them, their hearts go into heart coherence at the exact same time, at the exact same day, in the exact same meditation. So they're receiving a frequency, and we are bound by an invisible field of energy. And what binds us, connects us, is love. That's what creates connection. Fear, prejudice, anger, hatred, violence, suffering, they create separation. That's when you draw from the field. You're drawing from your vital life force around your body, and you're turning it into chemistry. And the field around your body is shrinking. Now, you feel separate from everyone and everything. And when you feel more like matter and less like energy, you're going to try to force outcomes and try harder and fight for it more and manipulate and cheat or do whatever you compete, do whatever you have to do to get it, right? Because you're matter trying to change matter. When you start elevating your emotional state and you start broadcasting new information into the field, think about this. When there's a vibrational match between your energy and some potential in the quantum field, you don't go anywhere to get it. It starts being drawn to you. You're the magnet to your destiny. So then, the moment you start getting frustrated and impatient, you just disconnected from the energy of your future. Yes. Now you're back to the energy of your past. Don't expect anything to change in your life. And if you say to me, well, it was that person or that thing that did it to me, I'd say, oh, you're back to the unconscious program that you're a victim again.
Yeah.
And so then people start figuring this out. They start doing it. They start doing it because they understand when they're consistent with this energy and they can hold on to it.
That's manifesting.
They don't have to go anywhere to do it. Why would they rush out of the present moment? Because the present moment's bringing it to them, and so it becomes an art. It becomes a skill. It becomes an ability, and they're able to navigate in their life in the uncertainty, in the unpredictable moment, and self-regulate in that moment. That's the key moment where it matters the most. They say, whoa, I'm feeling a little fear. They don't surrender the fear. They say, okay, I've lost it. I've got to stop, and I've got to self-regulate. And they get back into that state again. Now, to me, if you get up feeling like your future's already happened, you won't be looking for it.
Yeah.
You'll feel like you already have it. Why would you look for it,
yeah.
right?